Hey guys, Christoph the Polish guy here, and welcome to my 10 best pieces of entertainment of 2022. Like I did top 10 worst pieces of entertainment of 2022, here I have the best pieces. Because 2022 was a great year for entertainment actually. Yeah, it was fantastic. Sure, we got the dreaded Rings of Power that was an insult to Tolkien, and we also got an awful live-action Pinocchio movie that was insult to the Disney classic, but we can just pretend those never happened and instead focus on the wonderful things we got. And there were plenty. Actually, there were a lot more than 10. And I actually need to have some honorable mentions here because there are some amazing things we got that just weren't able to make the list. But as I said, 2022 was a surprisingly great year for entertainment, and I have my top 10 favorite pieces of entertainment of 2022. But let's start with honorable mentions first. And the honorable mentions are Top Gun Maverick, great movie, fantastic. I know it's lots of people's favorite of the year. Not my favorite, it's like number 4 on my list, but still a great movie, and sad that it couldn't make this list, but that's the limits of top 10. And another honorable mention is Season 2 of Primal. Yeah, that show was great. I actually reviewed the show as a whole a few months ago, and Season 2 was better than Season 1, and yeah, but like Top Gun Maverick, it wasn't able to make the list, because that's the limits of top 10. But as I said, both Primal and Top Gun Maverick were amazing. Shame they couldn't make the list. And Tales of the Jedi, I will also give a shout out to. But now, let's get on with the actual best piece of entertainment of 2022. Number 10, Violent Night. This movie was so good, so great. I didn't expect it to like it as much as I did. And it's decidedly a Christmas movie, and it shines with Christmas spirit through and through. And in this movie, Santa Claus rescues a rich family from the terrorists. The plot might sound absurd at first, but it was so well done and so well executed, and so much love was put into it, that you have a great product in the end, and not in a so bad it's good way. A genuinely good, awesome movie you have. And this movie has become one of my favorite Christmas movies now. It's bloody, it's violent, but it's just so amazing. And it's engaging, and the performances are great. And the rich family go for such a good character development. I hated them at first of the movie, but they later go for a character development, and I ended up liking them a lot by the end. So yeah, Violent Night was probably the most surprising thing on this list, because as I said, I didn't expect to love this movie as much as I did. Number 9, and that's House of the Dragon. Yeah, I love Game of Thrones. It has been my favorite show for the longest time, until the crappy last season, which was absolute trash, but it still doesn't change the fact that at least early seasons were incredible, and some of the best TV I ever seen. And House of the Dragon was great. I wouldn't call it quite as fantastic as Game of Thrones 1 to 4, but still amazing. And I love the story, the new characters, the atmosphere of the show. Yeah, unlike Rings of Power, House of the Dragon greatly honored George R. R. Martin's spirit. And I still haven't reviewed the show. I will review it at some point actually. It's just that I only finished it recently. I was a little late watching it. But overall, very great show, and as I said, I wouldn't quite call it as good as the early Game of Thrones seasons, but still great. And I love the Targaryen story, and we'll see where the show will take us next, because the Targaryen history is super interesting. Coming in number 8, and I'm surprised to say it, but The Northman. I love The Northman. I was tempted to put it even higher, but ultimately, that just shows how awesome the next things were, because The Northman was such an amazing movie. Like, I love Vikings and I love history, and this is probably the best Viking movie I ever seen. And I also love the cinematography and visuals in this movie. The characters were incredible, the story was great. Like, everything in this movie is amazing, and honestly, like, I didn't expect at first the movie to be this good until reviews came out. But Northman is a super incredible movie, the best Viking movie I've ever seen, one of the best medieval movies I've ever seen, and honestly, I'm shocked it's only number 8. Number 7, Season 5 of Cobra Kai. Yeah, Cobra Kai is one of my favorite modern shows ever, and Season 5 was a wonderful payoff to Season 4. Yeah, Season 5 was basically everything I wanted the show to be, and so much more. Yeah, like Terry Silver is an amazing villain, the story was great, like everything here, every episode was interesting and engaging, though almost every episode of Cobra Kai is interesting and engaging, and honestly, there's nothing negative I have to say about Season 5 of Cobra Kai, because Cobra Kai is one of the most fantastic modern shows, and Season 5 was a fantastic addition, and I'm really hoping they'll finally announce Season 6. Number 6. Season 4 of Stranger Things. Yeah, I was debating what I liked more, Season 4 of Stranger Things or Season 5 of Cobra Kai, because both seasons were super phenomenal and fantastic. But I ultimately decided I slightly liked Season 4 of Stranger Things more, mostly because this season truly exceeded my expectations. Season 5 of Cobra Kai, I would say, met my expectations, but Season 4 of Stranger Things truly exceeded it. Like, it was by far the darkest and most violent season in all of the show, and it was by far the best season in the entire show. And Vecna is such an amazing villain, and he looks so awesome. And the stakes were higher than ever, and honestly, I was hooked in through and through, and also, I can't wait for Season 5, like Season 4 was incredible, and I hope Season 5 will be an amazing payoff, because Season 4 was also very much set up for Season 5, and I really wish Season 5 delivers. Number 5, The Orville New Horizons. Yeah, The Orville New Horizons is actually Season 3 of The Orville, which is such a phenomenal show. I actually gave the whole show "you should be watching" treatment. So, I might not say a lot about this season because I already said so much about it in my "you should be watching" review, but I will say Season 3 of The Orville New Horizons was simply phenomenal, and I love the themes the show is exploring, the philosophical questions it discusses. I also love the characters. The Orville is really a phenomenal show and probably the best modern science fiction show. But if you want to know more what I think about it, just watch my "you should be watching" video about The Orville. But yeah, The Orville New Horizons was probably the best season of the whole show, which says a lot considering how awesome the show is as a whole. Number 4. God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, I loved God of War Ragnarok. It's such an amazing game. Like, I love God of War franchise as a whole. Like, all the games in the God of War are phenomenal. But Ragnarok and the 2018 one are probably the two best, which says a lot. I already said many times, I'm a huge Greek mythology geek. I love Greek mythology. And yet for some reason, I love the games that are set in Norse mythology the most. Which probably just shows how much talent the creators have, because literally the Norse mythology games in God of War franchise are the best. They have the best stories and are just so amazing. And God of War Ragnarok was a fantastic continuation of the 2018 God of War. It didn't quite surpass it, but it's mostly because I probably didn't have such high expectations for 2018 as much as I had for God of War Ragnarok. Still, God of War Ragnarok is a fantastic game, great story, great characters, and everything in this game is awesome. So, God of War Ragnarok at number 4. Number 3. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Yeah, this movie was so fantastic, so great, and it's literally the greatest animated movie of the last few years. And it's certainly in my top 10 favorite animated movies of all time, maybe even top 5. Because honestly, I expected to like the movie, but I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Like, it's such a fantastic movie. and the animation is so great. But honestly, I already talked about the movie very recently. I reviewed it twice, once without spoilers and then with spoilers. So I guess considering how much I already talked about it, I guess there's nothing to say anymore about it other than it's amazing. Oh, and other than that, it deserves a you should be watching treatment. And maybe in a couple of years, once we'll see how people remember it, I'll give it. And at number 2, considering how much I talked about it already, I'll also make it very short, but number 2 is Elden Ring. Yeah, this game is amazing and it's from Software's best work. Considering how much great games they make, this is a huge achievement. But I love Elden Ring. It's not just a fantastic video game, it's a true experience. And honestly, it's one of my favorite video games of all time. I love Elden Ring. We'll definitely replay it on the game's anniversary. And yeah, I love Elden Ring. What else I have to say about it? And my number 1, my favorite thing of 2022 is actually JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. Come on, you already know guys how much I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Stone Ocean delivered. It's by far one of the best parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, if not the best. Yeah, either Stone Ocean or Stardust Crusaders. I don't know which part is ultimately my favorite, but Stone Ocean was so awesome. But just like with Elden Ring and Pinocchio, I talked about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure so much that there is nothing more I have to say about it other than Stone Ocean is one of the best parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Enrico Pucci is the best JoJo's Bizarre Adventure villain ever. Okay guys, so here you have my top 10 favorite things of 2022. What are your favorite things of 2022? Did you see any of those things? Comment below, let me know, press the like button, please subscribe to this channel, and I will talk to you soon in another video. Talk to you later, bye!